So section 11 is about chord inversions. Now, inversions are super, super important. You can't skip this stuff. This is the stuff that's going to change your playing completely. So if we invert the chords, it means we can move in between the chords much easier and much quicker, which basically means we're just mixing up the order we're playing the notes within the chord. But let's take a look. So inversions, this is really going to help you sound a bit more professional when you play. You've seen me play C already in a few different ways. In fact, in the last section, I played C slightly differently, but you're going to learn how to do it now. So for every major and minor chord, there are 3 ways you can play the chord because there are 3 notes. So the first way is its root position, which is what you have already learned. This is when the root note is the first note of the chord. And this is how we build the chord, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. This is root position. But you could also play it with the C in the top. It's still a C major chord. We have the same 3 notes, the C, the E and the G. I'm just playing it with the C at the top. And the last way you could play it is with the C in the middle. This is also a C major chord. So 3 ways to play it: with the C in the bottom, this is our root position, with the C at the top, this is our first position, and with the C in the middle, this is our second position. Now I'm calling these positions, it's just the easiest way for you to remember it, but you'll find a lot of people refer to it as inversions, the proper name. Root inversion, first inversion, second inversion. Means the same thing, I'm just using the word position. Root position, first position, second position. And the best way to get used to these 3 positions is to play them all the way up the piano. So start low as you can, and just work your way up the 3 positions. Root, first, second. Root, first, second. Root, first, second. And do this all the way up the piano and practice it on different chords. Now, a good way to practice this, because you might get lost with your fingers because you're still very new to playing the piano, but a good way to do it is just to take the bottom note and put it at the top. So in root position, we've got C, E and G. All we're doing here is taking the bottom note of C and putting it at the top. So you can keep your fingers on E and G, keep looking at them, and then move your fingers. So you've still got your E and G, and you put your C at the top. And then for the last inversion, you're just going to put this E at the top. So we can see our 2 notes, G and C. We want to keep them, we're just putting this E at the top. So I'll put my thumb on the G, my index finger maybe on the C, and I'm just putting that E at the top. Because we don't want to lift our hands at this stage too much, because you might get lost and forget your notes. But at any point when trying this exercise out, you just got to remember, C, E and G are the 3 notes of this chord. If you hit any other note, then it won't be correct. So C, E and G, C major in root position, put the C at the top, this is C major in first position, put the C in the middle, so the E is at the top, and this is C major in second position. And this will also work for the minor chord. So if we were playing a C minor, we would use the E flat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's our E minor. It's exactly the same. Our 3 notes are always going to be C, E flat and G. So this is C minor in root position. If we put the C at the top, that's C minor in first position. And if you put the E flat at the top, that's C minor in second position. And again, do this up the piano. It's a great exercise and it will really help your mind see these chords more clearly. So let's try this with all the chords of the 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression. We've done the C, we know it's root, first, second. So now let's try it on the G. So here's G major in root position. Let me play it down here, otherwise I might run out of space on my MIDI keyboard. So this is G, this is the 5. Here's root position. If we put the G at the top, this is first position. And if we put the G in the middle and the B to the top, this is second position. So root position, first position, second position. You just need to spend some time practicing that. Root position, first position, second position. Root position, first position, second position. Let's do it on the A minor. Here's the A minor. Exactly the same thing. This is root position. First position, we're putting the A at the top. Here we go, this is first position. Second position, the A will be in the middle. So we're putting the C at the top. And that's second. And then you're back to root position. And then first, and then second, and so on. And with the F, here is F in root position, the F major. For first position, we're just putting the F at the top. For second position, the A is going to the top, so F is in the middle. Then back to root. First, second, and so on. So let's try this from a different note. Let's try a D. So let's create a major chord from our D. 1, 2, 3, 4, followed by 1, 2, 3. So here is our D major chord. And now we want to practice it in its 3 positions. So this is root position. We want to put the D to the top. This is first. And then to have the D in the middle, we put the F sharp at the top. This is second. And then back to root. And again, we could practice this going up the piano. D root, first, second. Root, first, second. Root, first, second. And it actually makes for a beautiful broken pattern as well. Let's take a look at our C major. This is root position, first and second. But if we play these as broken chords, so root, and then first, and then second. It's actually a lovely broken pattern. If I use the pedal, I could do this all out the piano. Beautiful. So how do we apply this knowledge to our chord progressions? Well, it does take some time, but it will become natural the more you do it. And basically, all we're doing is finding the path of least resistance. What's the shortest route from one chord to another? So what do I mean by that? Well, let's try moving between C and F. Moving between C and F is quite a jump. Now, as a pianist, we don't really like to do this. It's too much of a jump. It sounds a bit disjointed. And if you're playing quickly, it's a bit of a jump to make it sound good. So let's practice moving between C and F using all of F's positions. So let's start on C in root position and move to F in root position. I don't like this. This is too much of a jump. So let's try moving to F in first position. Well, we need to know what notes that is first, in what order. So here's F in root. Let's put the F at the top. So we can see that our 3 notes are A, C and F. So that's what you've got to remember, A, C and F. Okay, so if we move to our C, okay, So this is F in first position. C root, F in first. This isn't too bad. We are sharing one note, the C. The C is in both of these, so that's quite good. But we are having to move all three fingers because we start with our thumb on the C and the thumb needs to be on the A for F in first position. But it's not too bad. It's better than the first. But let's try moving from C in root position to F in second position. So what's F in second position? Well, that's the root. F at the top is first. F in the middle is second. So this is a C, F and A. So let's try that. So let's go back to our C in root position and we want to move to C, F and A. Well, this has got to be the winner. Look how easy that is. Our thumb doesn't even have to move. This is the best possible way we can move. If we have one finger that does not move, we have won. We have a winner. This is our winner. We do not have to move our thumb. We just move our middle finger and little finger up. And we have an F in second position. So if I am ever playing a C in root position and I ever want to move to an F, I will probably only ever move like this. And you'll find you get used to these and you will have your favourites. So let's try this for the 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression. We want to move between all of our chords using the path of least resistance, the closest movement. Why don't you try this on your own? Start with a C in root position and see where it takes you. Find the G, the 5 chord, then the A, then the F. Try on your own and then come back and watch me do it. So let's start with C in root position. We need to get to a G, which is our 5 chord. So let's try our 3 options. C root to G root is the first option. It's quite a jump. Let's take a look at C in root to G in first. Now we need to know what that looks like. So here's our G in root. We need to put our G at the top. So this is what it looks like. B, D, G. Okay, so let's go back to C in root, and then we need to move to B, D and G. Well, that's quite good. And do you know why that's really good? Because our little finger doesn't move at all. We're just moving our bottom 2 fingers to get to that. C to G in first. I really like that. That's a winner. Anything where one finger doesn't move at all is usually a winner. But let's just try G in second. So first of all, we need to know what G in second looks like. Here's G in root. We put the G to the top, that's first. We have the G in the middle with the B at the top is second. So that's D, G and B. So let's try that, D, G, B. Here's C in root, D, G and B. It's not too bad. It's not as bad as the first one. But we're still moving all 3 fingers. Whereas G in first position, we didn't. We only had to move 2 fingers. That's the winner. G, C in root to G in first is our winner. So we've got that. Remember that. Write it down. So now we need to move to our 6th chord, the A minor. So we need to remember where we're at. We're at G in first position, B, D, G. So now we're going to try moving to the A in all the A positions, the A minor. So first up, let's move to the root. It's not too bad. We are having to move all 3 fingers, but not very far. So I do quite like that. That's not too bad. G in first position to A minor in root position. Okay, let's try it A minor in first. So our A goes to the top. So this is what A minor in first position looks like. C, E and A. So let's try moving from our G to C, E and A. Well, I think I like this more. The reason I like this more is because all we're doing is moving our 3 fingers all up a note. And And that's pretty simple. I like that. So A in first position is my current winner. So let's try A in second position. What does that look like? Well, here's A in root, A in first, A in second. So we have E, A and C. So let's go back to our G and let's go to E, A and C. That's a bit of a jump. Compared to the last one, that's too much of a jump, I think. So I like the second one. I like G in first, going to A in first, just moving all our fingers up. Brilliant. So far we have C in root position, going to G in first position, going to A in the first position. So now we've got one more to look at. We now want to move to the F. So here we are, A in first position. Let's go to F in root. Okay, it's not horrendous, but it's a little bit of a jump. A in first position to F in root. I think we can probably do better. A in first position, let's try F in second position. Let's try F in first position. We need to know what that looks like. There's our F in root. There's our F in first. That's an A, a C and an F. So let's go back to our A. A in first position, going to F in first position. It's a little bit of a jump. It's not too bad. We could use this, definitely could use this. A in first to F in first. But let's have a look at the last one just to see. So A in first position to F in second position. So let's see what F in second position looks like. Root, first, second. So it's a C, F and A. Okay, so let's go back to here. Well, look at this. C, F and A is what we need. And actually, from the A in first position, we've already got the C, we've already got the A. So all we have to do is move our middle finger from E to F. So this is a massive winner. If you can keep two fingers in the same place, you're on to a winner. So A minor in first position to F in second position is a massive winner here. So now hopefully you've written that down, you remember it. Luckily I have it up on the screen for you. But let's go through that now. We have C in root position. We have G in first position. We have A in first position. And we have F in second position. And doesn't that sound great? Let's try it with the pedal. That sounds brilliant. Let's try it with a bit of rhythm. And that's how it works. Now look at how long that took us. That did take us 5 to 10 minutes. We took our time, but we worked it out. And now if you just keep playing that, you'll just get used to it. You'll remember it. You'll see these images in your head and they will stick. It takes time, but they will stick and you'll find your favorites. Now, another little task for you would be, instead of starting with C in root position, you could start with C in first position and go through that whole process again and see where it takes you. You could even start with C in second position and do the whole process again and see where that takes you. These are great exercises. They'll really help you to be able to recognize these patterns and find what you like. The more you do it, the more it sticks. I can just always move from a C to an F like this. I just know that that's the best way to move between a C and an F if I start with C in root position. I can see it because I keep practicing. So you need to do the same. So please do practice your inversions because they will change your playing forever. Okay, so there's a lot of work to do with inversions. You are going to have to put in the hard graft here. So with a C, root, first inversion, second inversion, and you do this all the way up the piano. Sounds great. So it's a fantastic exercise. You can add in your left hand, just do the root note in your left hand as an octave. And you can even roll the notes so that becomes like a broken pattern. I'll stick that up as an exercise as well. So root position, first inversion, second inversion. And you can do this all the way up the piano. You get really quick at that and it will sound like a run. It's actually a little bit like an arpeggio, which is something you learn over in my beginner to grade course. But inversions are mega. You've got to learn, and any major or minor chord you decide to build on the piano, always look at the 3 inversions, always, and play them. And whenever you're playing a chord progression, take some time to look at your chord progression and look at the ways you can use all the inversions. It does take time, but it's worth it. So in your progression, if you're moving from a F to a C, you do spend some time on that. See what you like. See what feels good under your fingers. And when you get good at this, this will change your life when it comes to following lead sheets and playing all the different chords and finding the different inversions. So give it a go. Come on the Facebook page and show me what you've done. I would love to hear your chord progressions in different inversions. Okay, in the next section we are looking at improvising melody above our chord progressions, so I'll see you there.